Hello everyone, welcome back to Soul Power Tarot and Coaching. I'm so delighted to be with you again for another video. Today we're gonna dive into some true crime, and I decided to look at it's a new case. It was in the process of breaking when I saw this is a case in the UK. For those of you who don't know it, this is a case of Constance Marten and Mark Gordon. They were on the run with a baby. They were found. The baby wasn't found initially, and unfortunately the police, after searching for 2 days, they found the baby dead. It was a girl. They weren't sure if it was a girl or a boy. Now, Mark Gordon has a rap sheet. He is allegedly a rapist, a long-time criminal. I didn't look up his rap sheet. There's different things that he was convicted of in his life. Constance, well, she was from the opposite walk of life. She is the daughter of an aristocrat, the daughter of a rich man, an aristocrat. She grew up in a totally different lifestyle, rich, respectable lifestyle. So it's kind of baffling and mind-boggling that she chose somebody like this as a partner. She's been with him for some time, actually. And so today I'm going to look into two things: the dynamic of this relationship, why she chose him, and also what happened to the baby. And I'm going to look into why she decided to go on the run with him, okay, and why he even took her on the run with him, So yeah, it seems like there's some mental illness here from the way, in reading about this story, and especially on his part. She seems to kind of have some issues that we're going to go into the reading and see what, spirit, see what the divine has to tell us. And we'll go from there. This is, a reading for entertainment and learning purposes. Please do your own research and form your own opinions. Okay, so allegedly for entertainment purposes only. So here we are. Since we got through the disclaimer, here I'm going to now, I decided I'm going to start with the relationship. I'm going to look into that dynamic, how she sees the relationship. How does Constance Marten see the relationship? How does Mark Gordon? And compare, because that will give us a good idea of the dynamic, okay? And why they each were with the other. Okay, so this third thing, I'm going to shuffle the cards, put some energy in them. I'm using Tarot of the Abyss. It's a black and white tarot, but it's good for this type of reading. So let's get right into it. So I'm going to shuffle away. Okay, Constance Marten and Gordon. I'm sorry, Mark Gordon. Okay, the cards are jumping out. A lot of cards jumping out here. It looks like a very nerve-wracking, anxious type of dynamic between them. It looks like very on edge, both of them, based on how the cards are shuffling. I'm gonna now, I think they both triggered each other. Anyway, I'm gonna now go into the reading. Okay, so let's see. My first question, so this is a feelings, thoughts, and intentions spread that I created. And I'm gonna look at each of their feelings, thoughts, and intentions for one another. Okay, so first it's gonna be Constance. Okay, let's see. What are Constance's, let's see, how does Constance feel about, wow, how does Constance Marten feel about Mark Gordon right now? Okay, how does Mark Gordon feel about Constance Marten right now? Okay, what are Constance Marten's thoughts about Mark Gordon right now? What are Constance Marten's thoughts about Mark Gordon right now? What are Mark Gordon's intentions? What are Mark Gordon's thoughts about Constance right now? Okay, let's see. Mark Gordon's intentions are getting Okay, what are Constance's intentions? So the third card is each of their intentions. I think I'm going to move this because I'm going to need, or I could just put it down here a little and I'll show you all the cards. I'm going to do it this way. Okay, what are Constance? Oops, and as soon as I say her name, so many cards just flew out. And that tells me there's a lot of emotion there. There's a bunch of reasons. So let's see, what are Constance's intentions for being with Gordon? So this is her intentions. I've got 2 more for each. Mark Gordon, see the Bishop of Constance. Okay, so let's take a look. So I'm going to turn the first cards. 8 of Pentacles. Okay. So, Knight of Cups. So, now for Constance, you know, how does she feel about Mark Gordon? It's interesting because we have the 8 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Pentacles is all about someone who needs to work on themselves. She liked the fact that he put a lot of effort into getting her. Okay, she liked, you know, the person that he painted himself to be. And 8 of Pentacles is somebody putting effort. In this particular context, this is somebody working hard to get you, doing everything they can, right? To get you to let your guard down. So he really pursued her really hard. She liked that. She liked that he pursued her really hard. She liked that he was really determined. And I think when they first got together, he seemed to have been, you know, hardworking. She liked whatever he made her believe that he was doing. Based on the 8 of Pentacles, I don't think she really realized that he had a rap sheet. I think he painted a picture of himself that, you know, this hardworking, persistent person that really wants her. And, you know, that's what she fell for, you know. How does he feel? Knight of Cups. He, as you can see, the emotions in the back right here. This is like a ship in the back too. All those waves up there. He definitely, with the Knight of Cups, he has feelings for her, but he turned on the charm a lot, the Knight of Cups. He really went all out with the flirting, with the, again, and that's what she liked. She liked how persistent he was, right? So that's why she got with him. The romance, the emotion that he showed. And see, the Knight of Cups is someone, it's not someone who really wants a serious relationship with you either, or with another person. They like the chase. They like to romance someone. And with the water so high in the back, this is someone who definitely had emotional issues. But he overwhelmed her with love, with care. And that's why she, you know, that's why she got with him. You know, he tried hard. He really played the game well, and she fell for him. So that's interesting. Now her thoughts, you know, she's still pretty much, she was blowing kisses, you know, in the courtroom, according to Daily Mail. I won't turn this one around. To him, and still seems to be in love with him despite everything. So it's mind-boggling, but yes. Think so. You have the Knight of Wands. What are her thoughts? She really thinks that he may be able to get himself out of the trouble that he's in, but she still looks up to him. Knight of Wands, she sees him as someone who's passionate about what he wants and moving forward with the things that he wants, and that he really, you know, you see this person, it's like a spirit in the palm of this person's hand. You know, he had her wrapped around his finger. You know, he had her, you know, where he wanted her. And she, you know, was willing in her mind to do anything for him. You know, so she really felt like, you know, and this is her thoughts, like that he's this strong, courageous, passionate man, and because he showed her all this passion, she was going to go along with anything he wanted, and we know how far she went. So his thoughts about her, very interesting. Now you have the wise one, which is also the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is somebody who comes from, it's all about society, high society, groups, communities. He looked at her as someone who was really smart, but at the same time, he liked her background and that she came from his community, and then she had connections to rich people, you know, and her heritage. He was obsessed with that, you know. The thought process, that's all he could think of. She's well off, she comes from a good family, you know, a rich family. So yeah, he definitely targeted her for her heritage, her you know, her, from how she was raised, you know, the way that she grew up, the aristocratic heritage and culture, and you know, that's why he targeted her. You know, he thought, well, she's smart, she comes from, you know, this aristocratic background, she's got money, you know what I mean. And the Eight of Pentacles too, what I didn't mention is she felt like she could also help him, build him up financially. So he put effort, but the Eight of Pentacles is a money. Pentacles are money, is a money card. So she wanted to invest in him financially because he pursued her so hard. She thought, well, he invested in me, I'm gonna return the favor. And she looks up to him. She really sees him as someone that she admires and looks up to, and you know, would do anything for him pretty much. And he's like, well, perfect, you know, she looks up to me, she comes from this aristocratic background, she's got money, she's got connections, let me romance her. Now her intentions, the Five of Pentacles, her intentions for getting with him, she felt alone, she felt like nobody wanted her as well, so she felt very isolated, and he made her feel loved and wanted, you know. The Five of Pentacles is also somebody who suffers from some type of illness as well. So, you know, we know that her family had money. This card can often mean, you know, financial difficulty, but in this particular context, it means that she felt isolated from the world because of her background. And he made her feel loved and made her feel wanted. But there's an illness. Seven of Pentacles is saying there's an illness as well. And I think she felt isolated because of, you know, her being, you know, growing up in this aristocratic family. But I do, and this is speculation, and this is based on what I'm getting from this card, I do think there is some, you know, mental issues going on and her not feeling worthy. And this man came along and, you know, romanced her and showed her everything that she was lacking, and she, you know, when she got with him. And, you know, people like him, they do spot these vulnerabilities a mile away. You know, for women, for other women, for men out there, people do. And what I'm getting psychically is he knew she was in a vulnerable place. She was very vulnerable when he got with her, or when he tried to get with her, and he knew, and he pounced. Okay, and to her, this was her knight in shining armor, Knight of Wands. This was her knight in shining armor. Why shouldn't she go and be with him? Look, what are his intentions for being with her? Look at this, the Devil card. He didn't have good intentions. He wanted to take advantage of her and use her, right, for his own selfish purposes. You see that? So his purpose, his wanting to get with her is, and I mean, it's obviously, maybe obvious to some, with the Devil card, was to take advantage and use her to do his dirty work. You know, he thought, well, she comes from this family, they're not going to let her get hurt, they're not going to let her go to jail, I can use her, do what I need to do. And, you know, I do think that he, at some point, what I'm getting psychically, if she wasn't giving him money, she was completely, you know, head over heels for him. So he didn't have that issue. But if she wasn't giving him money and complying, that he was going to use her as, you know, take her hostage and use her to negotiate getting a payday from her family. But she was giving him the money. She was giving him the money. And on the day that they were arrested, they were arguing about money. They went to an ATM. He wanted more. And they were arguing about money, right? It's money that brought them out of their hiding place. He wanted more. And that's when they got caught, right? So she had been withdrawing money, according to the article on Daily Mail, from her account for them. This whole, you know, we'll get into them running away, the whole running away and the whole escapade. She was, you know, she was funding it. They were staying in hotels and this and that. And I do believe that she funded a lot of their lifestyle during their relationship. So now here, the Queen of Swords, here's the interesting thing. Her view of the relationship is she felt single, she felt unwanted, and he was there, right? And he was there. He understood her, and he was there. Okay. And you see the sword is down. This person is not even fighting. She was alone for a while. She was hurt. She was defensive, and he just was the one who, you know, he helped her overcome that. And the Four of Wands for him, well, he saw his relationship with her, for him, as a relief, like as a way to, you know, get through life in an easy way. Use her money, use her, you know, live easy and comfortably, or more comfortably. That's what he was thinking. So honestly, of the two, she's the one wrapped around his finger. She's the one really in love with him. He, well, with the Devil card, he had an ulterior motive here. Okay, so he totally used her, but she believes that, you know, she believes that he's in love with her and this and that, and she's madly in love with him. And I think that with everything that she went through and the way that he made her feel, she fell for, you know, his game, hook, line, and sinker, or an anchor. You know, she just fell for it, fell in the trap, you know, and just got caught up with him, you know. So he did, you know, he played the game well, and she fell for it, basically. So he has definitely been using her all this time. She doesn't see it, and I believe he isolated her from her family, from close friends, so nobody can sort of tell her, you know, to make her see reason about him. You know, so I'm gonna pick just one card more before I move on to them running away, because I think we've got a good understanding of the relationship, of each one of their intentions. But how is the dynamic? How's the dynamic of Constance Marten's relationship with Mark Gordon? How is the dynamic? How is the dynamic? Yeah, it wasn't a pretty dynamic. I think here it is. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. You see this person having this you know, this horse, you know, on this tightrope. This is how this man had her. He had her on this tight leash, on this tightrope, and he was leading the way. He was calling the shots. She really didn't have too much freedom. He took full advantage of that, and she reluctantly just followed his lead. She didn't agree with everything, but she reluctantly followed his lead. This is what I get out of this card here. He had a tight hold on her. The Eight of Cups, this is very interesting. At some point, she wanted to walk away. She wanted to try to walk away from this relationship at some point, but it seems like she wasn't able to. She tried to. The Nine of Swords, mental struggles, stress, anxiety, mental struggles. I think there was, there was some abuse here, you know. Allegedly there was some abuse here from what I can see, and mental abuse and emotional abuse here, possibly physical. This card is just distress, and she didn't know how to get herself out there. The Three of Cups, it wasn't a pretty relationship. Three of Cups is also part of drinking, a lot of substance abuse here to keep her in the relationship, to numb, but also she went with it to numb her pain. Three of Cups in this here, that's what it means here in this particular dynamic. And you only see two people. You see a woman and a man, and drinking. So he plied her with, alcohol, possibly other things to keep that control over her. So it was very toxic. This was not a pleasant relationship at all. And yeah, so she tried to leave. She couldn't. By the time she tried to leave, she was just too knee deep in it. He kept pulling her back, for those of you who have been with someone like this, not necessarily a murderer, but or a rapist, someone who is abusive, like an abusive relationship, they know how to reel you back in. Just when you're trying to leave, they know how to reel you back in. And it seems like every time she tried to leave, he tried to reel her back in, it seems. And she just had a very, very hard time getting away from him, And I think eventually she just kind of convinced herself that this is the relationship for her. This is the man she should be with, And I do believe that she was afraid of him. There is an element of fear that she was very afraid of him. The more she started to see certain things, so she stayed. Now I'm gonna look. I have a set of questions about them going on the run, because I wanted to discuss that, and I want to ask Constance. Why did she run away with him? Why did Constance? Because she could have easily called the police on him, let him get arrested, and she could have been free of him. But why she decided to go on the run? Let's take a look. Why did Constance decide to go on the run with Mark Gordon? Okay, that's going to be this question here. What happened to Constance Marten and Mark Gordon's baby daughter? Okay, I'm going to have that here. How did Constance feel? Oops. How did Constance feel about being on the run? How did Constance feel about being on the run with Mark Gordon? Okay. Why did Mark Gordon take Constance on the run with him? Why did Mark Gordon even take Constance Marten on the run with him? I think we know the answer, but I wanted to get that question. What would the outcome of Constance Marten's case? Although I think they're being tried together. I think they're being tried separately, together on certain things and separately on others. And what was the result of Mark Gordon's, the criminal case against Mark Gordon? Okay. So, I sometimes like to take the bottom of the deck, the card at the bottom of the deck, and this time it was calling me Five of Swords. There's a lot of arguing while they're on the run. Five of Swords, arguing, bad decisions, and I'm looking at that jar with the I think it's a bird, sorry, not a bird, a butterfly or some sort of insect in it, and this man looking at it. I think that he sort of trapped her into going with him, the Five of Swords. And it was very difficult, a lot of fighting while they were on the run. That was the overall energy. Now, why did Constance go on the run with him? Because of the baby, but also because with the Empress, because of the baby. I'm not sure if she was pregnant when they first went on the run, but because she was pregnant, because of the baby, she was emotional. She was in love with him. Okay, so it looks like she willingly went. She thought she was doing, she thought that she was doing the right thing for the baby, which is interesting. Why? What happened to their daughter? Foul play. The Seven of Swords. They didn't take care of her very well. Seven of Swords is foul play. It's taking advantage of somebody deliberately hurting you, purposely hurting you, purposely leaving you, exploiting you. So Five of Swords, there was foul play here, and there's a man here, and I'm gonna clarify this. I think that he hurt the baby. You have all these swords here. Now they're investigating this. It hasn't come out exactly the cause of death. And by the way, the baby was actually found in a shed, locked in some type of a shed, and in a bag, wrapped, put in a bag and locked into some sort of shed. This is a couple months old baby, newborn baby. Yeah, this baby was not well taken care of. They were staying outside in freezing weathers in a tent, and it's really cold in the UK right now, very, very cold. Especially at night, temperatures drop. This baby was not looked after well. I can't help but look at the swords, and I don't want to speculate, but all these swords that are right here, this is think that the father really the father did something to this baby, because there's a man here in these swords, and he's holding one. What the Seven of Swords really is this baby was not well looked after. This baby was they used the baby for their own personal gain, for their own selfish reasons. They were, they took this baby along in this, cold weather. Yeah, this baby, with these two here, didn't stand a chance. And the Seven of Swords, it can also point to betrayal, the father of this baby. It feels like he didn't want this baby, and he took care of that. And I'll leave it there. You make of it what you will. We will hear more about it in the news, but yeah, this baby definitely was not looked after. The Seven of Swords, yeah, mistreated, left, the cold. They weren't able to adequately care for this baby. It was cold. They fought over money. They couldn't go to the store the way they wanted to get baby formula, to get things for the baby. So the baby suffered while they were on the run, and there was abuse, at least by the father, going on too. So we'll leave that there. More should come out after they do the investigation and the tests on this baby. Unfortunately, this poor baby didn't stand a chance with these two parents. So the third question I had was, how did Constance feel about being on the run? Okay. The Nine of Cups. Oh, she enjoyed it. She enjoyed it. She thought it was fun. She thought it was fun. She thought it was an adventure. Nine of Cups. It's all about fun. Enjoying yourself, indulging. I think she drank a lot while they were on the run, but she thought it was fun. She was happy her family was together. Wow. She actually enjoyed it, even though there was fighting and they argued, but she actually enjoyed it. Yeah, that, like I said, this baby didn't have any chance whatsoever if she thought that was okay. So why did this next card is, why did Mark Gordon even take her on the run, right? Take Constance and the baby on the run. You got the Two of Swords. He didn't know what else to do. He kind of was stuck. He had a different plan. He had two plans. He was stuck. He was stuck. But I do believe, you see this person, and they're holding these two heads. I do believe that his plan was to harm both the baby, mother and baby. For whatever reason, it didn't work out for him to harm Constance, but the baby, yeah, the baby was harmed. So, and I do, with looking at this card, he wanted to use them as leverage to bargain, getting certain charges dropped, money. He wanted to use them as leverage here. He felt backed into a corner, and he felt there was no other way but to take them. Really sad. And so here, what will the outcome be of Constance's case, the case against Constance? 10 of Swords. Yeah, she's gonna go down with him, unfortunately. They're gonna find her guilty. She's gonna be found guilty of really, you know, neglecting the kid and betraying her own child and her family, and you know, the child's trust. Most importantly, she's gonna go to jail for a long time. 10 of Swords, ruin. After this, she's ruined her life, you know, absolutely. And she's gonna be charged with either aiding and abetting. She's gonna be charged with as like an accomplice, because, you know, they question her. She refused to say where the baby was. She's refusing to cooperate with police as well, and obviously she knows exactly what went on because she was there. And so she's going to be charged as an accomplice. She is charged as an accomplice, but she's gonna spend a long time in jail as well. Her life is just it's ruined. She ruined her life for this man. What will be the outcome of the case for Mark Warden? 6 of Swords. Very interesting. So he's gonna try to blame everything on her. He's gonna try to blame everything on her and twist it on her. He will get away. He will get off on some of the charges. Okay, 6 of Swords is someone working through difficulty and moving forward, right? He'll get off on some of the charges. They may send him to like a mental institution, but he's gonna get off on some of the charges. He won't be found guilty of all of them. He's gonna do time. He will do time. I mean, I think that there's gonna be a lot of harsh punishment for her too. You know, her punishment looks more harsh than his punishment, and I'm surprised, to be honest. I'm gonna do so I'm gonna some clarity here. You know what it is too? The 6 of Swords, what I'm getting from Spirit is that he's going to take some sort of a deal, some sort of a bargain, a deal, and admit to certain things to lower his sentence. She, on the other hand, she's not going to do any of that. She's not even going to get a deal. She's going to get a harsh sentence off the bat. He will be able to get some things, you know, it's not going to be a small sentence. It's not going to be a light sentence, but he's going to be able to get some charges knocked off in exchange for him cooperating. And he's going to throw Constance under the bus. This is what this looks like. Betrayal, 10 of Swords. He's going to throw her under the bus. Make it look like it was her idea. She did more. He didn't. Although he's the criminal. He's got a record. He was convicted either of some other offenses. I won't list them. He's got a bad rap sheet, but he's gonna blame her. He is going to completely betray her, and in order to get some sort of a deal. So it's sad. It really is. And I'm gonna get a clarification card on the 6 of Swords. Let's see. 6 of Swords. Just okay, Justice. So he will, let's see, will, Justice, will, so he's gonna get his karma. 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 He's gonna get his karma He's gonna get his karma for doing what he did to the baby. He's gonna get his karma. The 10 of Cups. But here's the thing. He's gonna try to say that he wanted to keep the family together, that he was trying to care for the baby, and that she never wanted the baby. It was her idea to run away. This here by the 10 of Cups. I'm going to show you all the other cards. He's going to completely throw her under the bus. Wow. It's amazing. I'm telling you, like, how some people, you know, and she risked everything for him. The Justice card, this is him getting his karma, you know. This is him getting, you know, justice being served. And the 10 of Cups, her family, you know, feeling relieved, justice being served for the baby, and you know, at least her family and this baby. And the King of Wands, you know, he's gonna really try to weasel his way out of this. He will be held accountable as well. You know, but he's gonna betray her and try to put, you know, everything on her. So what I'm gonna do to close with this, right? To close with this, because this is a really disturbing case here. It really is a disturbing case, and the fact that he's gonna get some kind of a deal. Typically they don't give super long, even for murder and stuff like that. They don't give super long. Let's open his case. They give him, both of them, they give them a long sentence. They don't give the death sentences or anything like that. So I'm just gonna ask one thing. Okay, let's see. How is Gordon, or Mark Gordon, gonna turn on Constance Marten during the case? And you know, I just keep seeing this image of her blowing kisses to him, and he is there just betraying her at every end. It's so crazy. You can't take this shit out. You know, she's there blowing kisses in the courtroom, not knowing that he's betraying her and trying to put everything on her. Mark Gordon. Yeah, he's gonna say it was her idea. She funded it. She forced him to take her and the baby with him on the run. I mean, the 8 of Wands, he's going to talk about some conversations they had. He may even have saved some texts and stuff like that, and he will show that to the police. He is going to say it was all her. The King of Pentacles, it was all her. She paid me. She, you know, she paid me. She says her, you know, and that her father, you know, was supplying her money. She was paying for all of this money she was getting from her father and whatever money she had. The 3 of Wands. He's going to say that, you know, it was her and her family wanted them to just disappear, tried to get them out of the country. The 3 of Wands. And, you know, the King of Wands here, that he, you know, he didn't want to do it. The 5 of Swords, there was an argument over it with her, and he had difficulty doing this, and all kinds of things like that. Like, he's gonna say that there was an argument, they forced him, they played mind games with him. I mean, wow, guys. Like, he's just gonna go, he is gonna completely try to say it was her idea, her money, she paid for it, she funded everything. It was all planned by her, by her father, And yeah, he's going to he's totally gonna betray her. And is anybody surprised? No, to be honest. But it's despicable, and she's, as I said, in the courtroom blowing him kisses. Unbelievable. And every step of the way, he was just betraying her and backstabbing her. He never had any good intentions for her. So, ladies, men, you know, non-binary, whatever you identify with, be very careful when you choose a partner. It's so important to take the time to get to know someone before you get serious, because they can make or break you. And in this case, this man has totally ruined her life. Her life is never going to be the same. Even if she does 30-40 years and gets out as an older woman, her life is ruined because of getting with him. She didn't need him, didn't need to get with him. Because she was so vulnerable and he showed her love, she felt like she wasn't getting proper love and appreciation, and she wasn't wanted. This man was able to control her, and this man was able to destroy her life, drained her of money, betrayed her, mistreated the baby that they had. I mean, the list goes on, and he's a murderer. And you know, still knowing that today, she's blowing him kisses. I'm pretty sure now, even if she really didn't know anything about it, you know, in the past, she knows it now. And I think as they were going on the run, she knew it then. If she didn't know it before they went on the run, and still chose to be with this man, still adores him, enjoyed being on the run. She enjoyed being on the run. Even though they were arguing, it was difficult, but for her, it was an adventure, and she enjoyed it. Now, you tell me, you know, take care of yourselves. Really watch who you're surrounding yourselves with. I'm not trying to scare anyone, but in terms of love and romance, pick, folks, pick and choose your partners carefully. I'll leave you with that. Love and light to you all. Many blessings. I hope you all enjoyed this reading. Let me know in the comments section below what you think. Or anything you want to add to what I've said, or if there are any cases, any readings you'd like me to do, please put them in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and yeah, if you'd like a private reading, you can order a private reading from my website. The link is also below in the description box. There is also, I'm also doing a sale, 50% off all services on the website. If you use the code tarot50, tarot's all caps 50, you'll get 50% off of any reading on the website, any coaching, any service. You'll get 50% off of anything on the website. This is only for my YouTube viewers. Thank you again. Love and light to you, and I wish you all the best. Take care. Bye-bye.